So every year, Apple releases a new version of the iPad software. This year will be iPad OS 18. It'll be released to the general public probably in late September, but a public beta version is out now. And because I can't wait for anything, I downloaded it to my iPad Air. And so far it's been pretty stable with a couple of exceptions. But I'm making this short video to give you a sneak peek at what's coming. And I'll just tell you right now, I'm excited. Hi, my name is Rich. I make easy to follow videos on how to use your iPad and iPhone, but today it's all iPad. There really are a lot of new features in iPad OS 18, some of them small and some of them big. Today I'm going to cover 7 of my favorite new features. All right, let's get started. Okay, I don't really know how to describe this new feature. It's called Smart Script by Apple, at least that's what it's called right now. And it takes your handwriting with the Apple Pencil, and if it's kind of sloppy, it cleans it up a little bit. And I'll be honest with you, one of the reasons I've struggled using the Apple Pencil is because my handwriting is just so poor. I don't really want to read those kind of notes. But this is really clever. It takes my handwriting and it cleans it up a little bit. So let me show you how this works. So I'm going to open an Apple Note, and I've just entitled Quick Note right there. And if I just start writing, I love this new feature. See how it kind of just changed my handwriting right after I wrote it, and now it's a much easier note to read. That is just a really cool little feature. I think I'm going to love that. It's going to make me want to use my Apple Pencil and do handwritten notes much more than I do right now. Okay, next up is reminders in Calendar. Now, I've made a number of videos about how you can sort of put your reminders on one side of the screen and the calendar on the other, and you can drag a reminder over to a day in the calendar, that kind of stuff. But now Apple has made it to where the reminders just automatically show up over in Calendar if you've put a date with the reminder. So let me show you how this works. I'm going to open Reminders, and you'll see I've got a few in here with a date: dinner with some friends, walking with Lindsay, rotate the tires, send out invoices. And I've put a date along with each one of those. Now, if I go over to Calendar, and this is today, we'll go to tomorrow, you'll see that I've got Walk with Lindsay showing up right there. And it just shows up over here, whatever tasks you have. Likewise, if I go to Friday, I've got dinner with Paul and Laura. If I go to Saturday, I've got a couple of different reminders in here: send out invoices and rotate the tires. And those just automatically show up, and that's really handy. But what's really clever about this, if you do time blocking, and by time blocking, I mean you take a reminder and you put it on your calendar to do at a certain point in the day, you can do that very easy. I'm going to just take this rotate tires, and I'm going to drag it down to, say, 11 o'clock. And now, not only is there a day for the reminder, but there is a time for the reminder as well. And now you've got it set at 11 o'clock. That's going to be a really handy little feature. Now, if you go back, we go to the week, and we'll go to the day again. And you want to create a new reminder, you can actually do it from within Calendar. You can tap and hold. And here you've got a choice of a new event or a reminder. And I'm just going to create a reminder, and I'm going to call it Wash Car. And I can actually see the list that I want to put it on. I'm going to put it on Focus Areas, and I'm going to click Add. Now I've created a reminder to wash my car at 2 o'clock on Wednesday. And if I go back into Reminders, you're going to see it down here, Wash Car today at 2 p.m. So now they're just slowly getting calendars and reminders integrated, and I think this is just a great feature for those of us who have a number of things that we need to do each day. Okay, the next new feature that's coming in iOS 18 is Password Manager. Now, you may already have a password manager like 1Password or Dashlane or something like that. But now it's built in, and if I tap on the new icon for passwords, which is a little key, it opens it up. And now you have something that kind of looks like reminders. You've got a list of all of your passwords here. You've got all of them. You've got passkeys, which is something sort of new, a way to get into a website without having to type passwords. It's broken down into codes if you have any codes. I don't have any. Wi-Fi, here are all the Wi-Fi connections I've made on this iPad. And interestingly enough, here's security. And I have a total of 271 passwords, and 165 of those have been compromised in some way. Now, to be honest with you, I may have 271 passwords, but that's been done over years and years worth of time. I only have, 5 or 6 things I actually log into, so I'm not too worried about those. But it does give you the ability to see what's been compromised in here. And what's also handy too is that you can create groups. So I've created a group called Work, and I've gone up into all of my passwords, and I've selected them and put them into a work folder. So all of these passwords are from a work folder. So they're working on this. It's being shaped and improved even as we speak, but it's a password manager that we've never had before, so it's a great new feature, something I know I'm going to use all the time. Okay, next up is the calculator app, and it seems kind of silly that Apple's never had a calculator on their iPad, and here it is 2024. But they've created a new calculator app, and it does a few really cool things, so let me show you. When you open it up, it just looks like a basic calculator, and you can get calculations like any other calculator. In fact, it's kind of giant. I don't even really like how it looks. But here's where the power is. If you tap on the little calculator down here, you can get you can go back to the basic, you can get scientific, and I don't use a scientific calculator, so that's not all that much to me. But here is something called Math Notes, and this is what I love. So if you wanted to keep track of something, maybe just some numbers, you didn't really want to make a note in Apple Notes, it's just like a little scratch pad. That's what this is for. So you can create a new note, and I'm going to call this gardening. And I'm going to put seeds 100, bushes 250, and mulch 75. And if I just draw a line underneath it, it gives me the answer right there, $425 for these things. And I just wrote that out. And if you want to create a new note, you could do that, and you could put auto repairs. Notice how it kind of fixes my bad handwriting right there. And you could put, whoops, let me get a pen. Tires, 1,000, wash, 25, draw a line, and now you've got your answer right there. That's just a cool little feature, and you can have multiple notes over here on the side where you've just sort of written some numbers down that you want to keep track of for just a little while. Great new feature, something I didn't see coming, but will be here soon in iOS 18. Another new feature is dynamic wallpapers. So if you can see, I've got a wallpaper here, but if I want to create a new wallpaper, we just slide down, tap and hold, and I'll just slide over, and I'm going to create a new wallpaper. And I'm going to go into the iPad OS wallpapers. And as you can see, it's a color here and then it changes. And what this means is that even though you've got this wallpaper up, it'll just automatically change during the day, or at least that's how it's supposed to work right now. And it just kind of keeps things fresh. So you can make your own customizations. I'll do that real quick. I'll add the weather app because I have to do that. And I'm going to leave it on dynamic. You can slide it over and just choose a color if you want like that, or you can leave it on dynamic and you can click add, and now we'll set as wallpaper pair. And now I've got a new dynamic wallpaper, and it'll just change on its own a little bit through the day, and I don't have to do anything. I think that is really, really cool. And if you'll notice, the icons look so much better in dark mode right there. It's just really cool looking, just some subtle changes that they've made to the home screen. Another thing you can do with iOS 18 is change widget sizes. Now, in the past, if you put a widget like this up here and you wanted to change to a new widget, you'd have to tap, delete the widget. We're going to add a widget. And now I'd slide over and get some big widget like this, and that's how you would change the size of your widgets. You don't have to go to that much trouble anymore. Now you can just tap and hold, and now you get this little handle down here in the corner that will just let you resize them to whatever's available, just like that. A very handy little feature and time saver, small but handy. Okay, the last thing I want to show you is just the Photos app. The way that you go into the Photos app and the stuff that's in there and how it's laid out has changed. I don't know that it's better than what it was before, but it's different, and it does have a few features up its sleeve. Okay, if you open the Photos app, you've got all your photos here like you had before, but if you just kind of scroll up, you've now got something called Recent Days, and you can slide along here and choose anything here from just some recent days. You've got a new category, people and pets, that are in here. You've got pinned collections, and you can modify those collections, but you can pin your favorites, recently saved, things with maps. You've got albums that you've created that now pop up right here. You've got memories that you can go into. You've got featured photos all along here that are really nice. You've got trips that are in here. And then you've got some things down here too in media types that we had before, but you've got, panoramas that are like that. You've got cinematic things that are like this where you've set your camera to cinematic mode. You've got hidden photos, so now you can create a category and put any photos that you don't want anyone else to see into a hidden category. You've got a new section called handwriting. So any photos that have handwriting in it, the Photos app recognizes and it puts it here. So if you take a picture of some note you've written down, it's going to show up here. Same thing with illustrations. If you've got drawings or things like that that are in here, that's a drawing Lindsay made for me many years ago. It'll show up over here in illustrations. And then it actually has wallpaper suggestions down here, so you can choose something like that. You can also customize. If you tap on customize down here at the bottom, you can move these things around. So if you don't want recent days at the top, you can put pinned collections up there along with people and pets. You can move featured photos around like that. And you can just move things around to get them to be organized the way you want them to be. Pretty handy and pretty cool. It's going to take me a while to dig into that one, but I'll be doing a video on that soon. Pretty cool stuff. The iPad is getting better each year, and this new version of the operating system is no exception. These new features are going to make using your iPad so much better. Okay, that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed this sneak peek at what's coming in just a few months. As always, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.